You know, the same Penn State that just lost to Northwestern. So, when you think about it, that win doesn't even count anymore. You beat a fraud just to prove you're a bigger fraud. Congratulations. You're officially the Spider-Man meme of college football.
Few moments later.
Oregon got exposed again. Dan Lanning is the new James Franklin. He's just louder. Bro, you can't make this stuff up. The day starts with Dan Lanning taking his shirt off on the Pat McAfee show early in the morning, like he's trying out for a body wash commercial, and ends with Oregon getting panted at home by Indiana. You heard that right, Indiana. The same Indiana that half the country forgets even has a football team. The same Indiana whose mascot looks like he just came from a cornfield barbecue. But tonight, Indiana walked into Outson Stadium, slapped the Ducks across their webbed faces, and left 6-0 with their second-ranked win of the season. Meanwhile, Oregon, the so-called number 3 team in the country, looked like they were auditioning for a blooper reel. Oregon's hype train just got derailed in real time. This program's been walking around like they're the new Alabama. Loud, cocky, and full of swagger. But all it takes is a little pressure and poof.
Rooted in substance, not flash. Rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. You talk with your helmet, right? Every moment. The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins. There's a difference, right? There's a difference. Right? This game ain't going to be played in Hollywood. It's going to be played on the grass. Right? It's going to be played on the grass. Let's go.
All that mighty Ducks energy evaporates like cheap cologne. They've been selling us this narrative that Dan Lanning is some elite next-level coach who eats chaos for breakfast. But what did I see last night? He's more like a chaos enthusiast. Man's out here losing at home to Indiana after talking spicy all season. Dan Lanning got the swagger, the slogans, and the speeches, but not the wins when it mattered. You know what that makes him? The new James Franklin. The same playbook. All mouth, no medals. Big game coach? Where? Where did this whole Dan Lanning is a big game coach narrative even come from? Like, who started that rumor? Was it one of those Nike interns trying to justify the marketing budget? Because every time Oregon's in a big game, they look like the team that didn't get the memo that the kickoff already happened. They talk like gangsters, but play like they're allergic to clutch moments. And let's be real, their best win this season was against Penn State. Real quick, if you're rocking with the channel, do me one quick favor. Hit that subscribe button and join the movement. Here at Sports Impact Media, we're dropping the hottest takes, the funniest roasts, and the realest breakdowns in sports and culture. So don't just watch, be part of the family. Click subscribe, turn on that bell so you never miss when we cook somebody up, and let's keep building this thing together. You know, the same Penn State that just lost to Northwestern. So, when you think about it, that win doesn't even count anymore. You beat a fraud just to prove you're a bigger fraud. Congratulations. You're officially the Spider-Man meme of college football. Outson Stadium, more like FRAUDS Stadium. Outson used to be feared and used to be a nightmare for visiting teams. Now it's just where hype trains go to die. Indiana walked in there like it was a light jog. No fear, no hesitation, just straight domination. By the second half, Oregon's unbeatable defense looked like they were trying to play two-hand touch. Dan Lanning was standing on the sideline like a man watching his Wi-Fi connection drop during a job interview. No answers, just vibes. You got all those fancy uniforms, all that Nike money, and you're still getting cooked by Indiana. Indiana, bro. The program that uses to celebrate bowl eligibility like it's Mardi Gras. Dan Lanning's confidence is his biggest opponent. You know what's funny? Lanning's got that same motivational preacher energy as Franklin. All fire, all talk, no finish. Every week, it's another monologue about grit, toughness, or how we're built different. Well, if this is built different, then Oregon's blueprint must have come from IKEA, because nothing fits. Everything's falling apart, and it all looks better in the commercial. The Ducks talk about wanting smoke, but they start coughing the moment it appears. They poke their chest out in pressers, throw shade at other teams, and then fold faster than laundry day when it's time to prove it on the field. Let's call it what it is. Oregon is a front-running program. They love to beat up on unranked teams, flex in the mirror, and post cool edits. But when someone hits back, they fold. This wasn't a one-off. This is a pattern. Every time they climb up the rankings, they start reading their own headlines, and then boom, faceplant. Dan Lanning's over here trying to sell Wolf tickets with that SEC bravado. But the truth is, he's just another hype man in a headset. Oregon fans keep saying, "This is our year." Nah, it's your decade of disappointment. Oregon's season is cooked, fried, and served with a side of humble pie. They had a chance to prove they belonged in the national conversation, and instead, they proved that Nike can't buy heart. Dan Lanning isn't the next Kirby Smart. He's the next James Franklin, but louder and with better shoes. The Ducks keep trying to fly, but every time they take off, the turbulence hits and they crash right back down to reality. Indiana didn't just win, they exposed Oregon as what they've always been, a bunch of hype merchants with no hardware.